and I'm continuing to play along with this month. Scraptember, it's a series by the Scrappy Sisters, Katie and Jess, and Laura Alberts, and every day we get a prompt. Today we have a sketch. The sketch, I believe, is by Katie of the Scrappy Sisters, and I will have it up in the corner. I have two photos. My husband and I were in spring in New Mexico. We were doing a little shopping. Here is the cutoff fountain we were standing in front of. But look at this. We also have a picture of the fountain. So I thought this was perfect for this sketch. And it's overlapped maybe this way on the sketch. We might be overlapping a little bit this way. We will see how that works. Maybe like this. But that's a good thing about a sketch. You can really do it how you want. When I'm trying to sleep at night, I think of scrapbooking. I know, shocker. So as I'm thinking about what am I going to use for these photos, I thought about my neutrals. I didn't think about any particular paper pad, but I went to my iris containers, and this is my neutral section. Now, I think these would go amazing with this, and this is like one of my favorite paper pads. However, I've kind of used all the, I don't know if you can see this, but I've used all the green out of it. So it is totally just a neutral. There is very little green. There is this. And I think I might have found one other thing with, I mean, there's cut aparts in here, but there's very little green left. So look at how nice these look with the blues. So I'm gonna put this aside, and I'm gonna figure out what to use with this. And then I'm just gonna go to my color bins and see what I can find for 3 different clusters like Katie has in the sketch. So let's get scrapping. I'm glad I used these papers because I found some embellishments that went with it. So my first thought is always to get the just the pieces parts, to get all those little scraps to see what might work for the page. And that's exactly what I do. I put the full sheets aside. That one goes to the other collection. And some of them were too small for anything, so I threw those away. And I do another second round just to make sure they're, and I'm kind of looking for what might I use for my background, and I'm thinking right now that it's going to be something, actually I don't know something that looks like a solid is really what I'm wanting. So I first think about this one. Not that it looks like a solid, but it's not super busy. So then I start laying out the pieces I have. And I think, ooh, they're so light. And look at those dark, there's dark in the fountain. So I switch out that, is it gingham if it's that big, or plaid? I switch it out for the darker color, and then I realize I have this sheet of paper that is the color of the sky. So that does it for me. That's what I'm going to use. I've got 2 scraps and then 2 full sheets. And then from the 1 full sheet, I will have scraps. So I trim that one down, and I just start tearing. I think I did a video recently with a sketch that was a lot of paper tearing. So I was already warmed up from that, so I just went for it. And, just kind of eyeball. The first one you can see is kind of, is it concave? No, convex. And it goes out. And then the other one is concave, so it goes in. And then the last one follows kind of that curve of the second one. And you really don't see barely any. I could have used a solid behind it, but I have so much of this pattern paper. It's thin, but I've got like the 4 layers, so I felt like I could just stick with the pattern, the thin. So then I lay down my photos to see how does this look. And then I'm going to start gluing the background pieces together. I'm not using a lot of adhesive. And here I kind of line this up and I go, oh, maybe it should be a little bit bigger. And then I take my photos off, and guess what? There's a hole in the paper. You'll see it in a second. There it is. So I move it over again. But looking at the voiceover, or doing the voiceover and looking at it, I could have totally left it like that because the photos are going to be there. And either way, I don't think it really makes a big difference, so it works out well. So then I just shift these around and get them glued down. And once I put some more of the ATG adhesive down, I will go then and trim that one piece that's over. So that's my scrap I have left now from that piece. And then I'm going to make sure that it's glued down better on this side. So get some adhesive onto each of the pieces there to the background. And then I am ready to get my photos down. So I do glue them down, and I do overlap that photo. I make sure I don't cut anything of Daryl off. It goes under his neck somewhere so you can see his beautiful face. And in order to position they are positioned different than the sketch. I didn't want to cover up Daryl, and I'm just kind of paying attention to where the pictures fall with the tears to make sure that it looks right, like it's not torn in a weird spot. And so everything lines up well. I grab out these things by Creative Memories. It comes in a pack, and there were pink things with this pack, but I used things that didn't have the pink on them. So I do have some left over for another layout that needs to be a little bit more pink. But I've got this tag that says Hello Vacation, and that's going to be my title. I have little geo tags. The one on the bottom left says I was here. I've got an arrow. I make sure there's an arrow in each of my clusters. That geo tag on top says this place. But it's all of the like kind of light black, like because there are shades of black, right? I have a couple of these sticker sheets that is from Paper Studio, and I do not use anything off of there. There's an arrow for that cluster as well as a little ticket, and I am going to find an arrow that goes with that cluster on the left of the small photo, and that's going to go right under the geotag there. And then I'm going to get one more thing out. I'm going to get the stickers. So you know at Hobby Lobby when you get those paper pads, they have come with stickers, and this is the stickers that came with that paper pad. And I just wanted the one airplane because just that bit of blue I wanted over there. So that is popped up. That is fun. And then I start gluing things down, and that one geotag I was there that's going right there is popped up on some adhesive to give it a little bit dimension on that side. And then I'm also going to pop up the geotag that says this place, the black one up on top, and the arrow on the bottom next to that tag gets popped up with some foam adhesive as well. The journaling bit says today, and then I do put some twine through the tag. And the hardest thing I think about the whole layout was trying to get that geotag in the right place. So I looked back, and this tag was kind of where I have it right now, but I didn't like the way this place covered up the side of the tag, and it was right next to Daryl's head. So here goes another arrow. So we have an arrow on each cluster, and it all goes with that Creative Memories collection. So this is going to get moved around. The tag gets moved a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit, turn it to the right. I just didn't want it up against the photo, even though that's where it was before and I liked it. It wasn't doing the trick now. So I moved it over so it didn't create like a gully, like a little trapped space. And then I go and I just find my enamel dots. Now I just have little 4x6 iris containers of these enamel dots. So I grabbed out, I got white ones in the light blue, and then I went back to my iris container and I got these. They're a little bit deeper, kind of, I'd still call them enamel dots, but they're kind of glossy, but they're thick, they're domed. And I don't have them yet, but you'll see them in a minute, and they're a pretty blue color. And that just finishes off my layout. I want to thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. Make sure you check out everybody else on the playlist. I've been trying to keep up. It's very hard. I will have videos to watch for a very long time of Scraptember. I'm super excited. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Think about subscribing if you haven't. Have a fabulous day.